The neon sign of the Rusty Bolt flickered against the crimson dust storms that perpetually haunted Proxima Colony's outskirts. Inside, Leo wiped down the bar with a grease-stained rag, his cybernetic arm whirring softly as he served another round of synthetic whiskey to the mechanics who'd just finished their 16-hour shift repairing atmospheric processors. The bar fell silent when she entered. She stood in the doorway like a storm-given form, scales glittering iridescent beneath the dim lighting, humanoid yet distinctly other. Her eyes, vertical-slitted and burning amber, swept across the room with predatory precision. The sword in her hand wasn't some decorative relic. It hummed with contained plasma energy, casting blue shadows across her angular face. "Who's my father?" Her voice carried the resonance of two vocal cords operating in disharmony, one human, one something far more ancient. The mechanics froze. Hydraulic wrenches clattered to tables. Someone's beer glass shattered on the floor. Leo set down his rag slowly, deliberately. 20 years working the frontier colonies had taught him to recognize trouble. And this girl, this dragon-human hybrid, radiated it like a reactor core. But beneath the menace, he saw something else. Desperation. The kind that made people cross star systems and brandish weapons in dive bars. "That's a hell of a question to ask with a sword," Leo said evenly, his natural hand hovering near the plasma pistol mounted under the bar. "How about you lower that first and we talk like civilized beings?" Her scales rippled, some autonomous defense mechanism. "Civilized? Your species experimented on draconian embryos, spliced human DNA into our genetic structure, created abominations like me." She took a step forward and 3 mechanics scrambled backward, knocking over chairs. "The records say Project Genesis operated here on this colony 30 years ago. Human mechanics worked those labs. One of them mixed his DNA with draconian genetic material. One of them is my father." The plasma blade crept higher, pointing now at Mia, a slight woman with silver-threaded hair sitting at the far end of the bar, her weathered hands wrapped around a coffee cup. The master mechanic hadn't moved since the dragon girl entered, but her eyes had gone distant, calculating. "Put the sword down, kid," Mia said quietly, setting her cup aside. "You're not wrong, but you're not right either. Don't call me kid, I'm 27 standard years old. And I'm 73, so yeah, you're a kid." Mia stood slowly, her exoskeleton-assisted legs hissing with compressed air. "Project Genesis wasn't what you think. We weren't creating weapons or slaves. We were trying to save both our species." The dragon girl's sword wavered. "Lies." "No." Mia walked toward her, fearless, years of facing down malfunctioning reactors and explosive decompression having long ago burned away her capacity for panic. The draconian species was dying. Your people's homeworld had been poisoned by industrial contamination, your own doing, ironically. Fertility rates dropped to near zero. Meanwhile, humans were expanding too fast, burning through resources, making the same mistakes. Some of us thought, what if we could merge the best of both? Leo watched the confrontation unfold, his hand still ready on his weapon. But something in Mia's voice made him pause. Truth had a particular weight to it. Draconian resilience, regeneration, longevity. Mia continued, now within striking distance of that plasma blade. Human adaptability, ingenuity, empathy. We weren't making weapons. We were making survivors, a species that could endure what was coming. Then why did they shut it down? Why scatter us across the colonies like dirty secrets? Mia's expression softened. Because people feared what they didn't understand. Because politicians saw potential soldiers instead of children. Because both sides forgot that we were supposed to be building bridges, not designer offspring. She reached out slowly, placing her hand on the sword's hilt, lowering it gently. You're not an abomination. You're proof that humanity can create beauty even when we don't deserve to. The dragon girl's composure cracked. Her scales shifted through colors, confusion, anger, grief. I needed to know where I came from, if anyone wanted me. We all did, Mia said. Every single person in that lab loved you children. We broke regulations to ensure you went to families who'd care for you. We destroyed our careers to protect you from military conscription. She gestured around the bar. Half these mechanics? Former Genesis project workers. We chose this backwater colony specifically because no one asks questions here. We could keep watch over you from a distance. The sword powered down, its hum dying to silence. Leo finally released his grip on the pistol, exhaling tension he hadn't realized he'd been holding. Around the bar, mechanics slowly returned to their seats, murmuring amongst themselves. As for your father, Mia said carefully, Project Genesis used genetic material from multiple donors combined algorithmically. There's no single paternal source, but she pulled out a data chip from her pocket. These are the profiles of everyone who contributed. You have pieces of 17 different humans and the draconian matriarch Sratha. We are all in a way your parents. The dragon girl stared at the chip, then at Mia, then at the collection of scarred, tired mechanics watching her with expressions ranging from wariness to wonder. I'm Mia, the old woman said, and you're welcome to stay. Learn your history. Meet your extended family, she smiled. We've got a lot to tell you. The girl's hand trembled as she took the chip. My name's Kira. Well, Kira, Leo called from behind the bar. First round's on the house. You look like you could use it. For the first time, Kira's scaled lips curved into something approaching a smile. Outside, the dust storm raged on, but inside the rusty bolt, something unexpected had taken root. Hope.